This jack-o'-lantern has been here for as long as I can remember. Now, you may be thinking that it belongs here because it's getting close to the Halloween season and everything, but this jack-o'-lantern is actually here year-round, no matter the season, and it's been here for years. To prove that, here is an old full zoom out image of the Ponytown map. This is after the beach update, but before the bakery or even the library or the marketplace or any of that nonsense. If we zoom in over here, it is still in that same exact location. We can go even further yet. If we go all the way back to the oldest full zoom out image that exists of Ponytown, if we get it and zoom in on that area again, it is still there. Obviously, it's very grainy and blurry because it's not a very good quality image, but you can see that the jack-o'-lantern is still there even in this super old picture. Here is a winter map, just to prove my point a little bit further. Again, if we zoom in, the jack-o'-lantern is still there. But why? Why is this jack-o'-lantern here? Well, my guess for the longest time was that it served as a way to tell players that other seasons and holidays exist in the game, and to kind of teach you about it sort of a way. Now, that's always been a bit of a stretch. From the developers themselves, they have said that it's just always been there and somebody left it because it's silly and why not? They don't seem to have any intention of ever removing this jack-o'-lantern, but it does beg the question, who put this here and why? What is it doing? It's such a big mystery, and I would love to hear your theories in the comments below. There's also mistletoes on the map as well, but I don't think those are as interesting and intriguing as there is for the jack-o'-lantern, because with the mistletoe, it's just kind of like, yeah, it's a mistletoe. It's you see each other, you kiss. Haha, it's a cute little thing, and that seems to be the full extent of that. But it is weird that the jack-o'-lantern is there. Please let me know what your theories are in the comments below. One of the strangest mysteries here in Ponytown that actually feels like it might be solved one day is here in the bakery, the Pretzel Hoof Bakery. If we go inside the Pretzel Hoof Bakery here and make our way to the counter, the mystery is actually right here, this door. What does this door lead to? When the bakery was first introduced, a lot of people were trying to go through this door thinking it would teleport them to some other area or do something special. And then when it didn't, there was a little bit of disappointment, and then a lot of discussion on what the heck this door could possibly mean, what it could lead to, what is the idea behind this door, because it can't just be decoration, because you could have put anything here. You could have put more paintings, you could have put more shelving, you could have put a million different things here, but you put a door, so that means that the developers surely had, or at least have, some form of idea or theory or suggestion on what they're gonna do with this thing in the future. Now, my theory for the longest time was that this was a form of future-proofing, so that maybe they didn't have an idea of what they wanted to do with this, but they did want the bakery to be more or something, and so they just put this door here so that later, if they wanted to do more to the bakery, they would have a door here and it would make sense. One thing that comes to mind is minigames. Perhaps if there is a bakery themed minigame, you would have to come to this door here to access that minigame, and that could be a fun idea, but I want to propose a different idea. One that actually might surprise you, because if we actually take a step back outside again, and you take another look at this building here, there's a couple of things that really stand out. One, this big window here at the top of the bakery. There is a window down here and a window up here, which means there is some form of second floor here in the bakery. Now, you could argue that maybe it's just like an attic or something like that, but a second floor would actually make a lot of sense. There would have to be some way to access this second floor, and if we, again, go back inside, there is no doors or access anywhere at all in this entire bakery that would have space for stairs or anything like that. So if you're a Ponytown developer and you want a second floor at some point in the bakery, rather than set up an area somewhere that would really easily have it, you can set up this door right here. And voila! Now, in the future, when you want to add that second floor, all you have to do is either remove this door and have it be an access or an archway, like how the kitchen area has an access, or you could just have it simply be a teleport, or maybe something you click on and you teleport to the second floor or something like that. It would be very easy and simple, and the upstairs area would not likely at all be a kitchen or anything like that. It would most likely be more seating or something like that, because there is plenty of seating already in the bakery. and maybe that's why they haven't done it yet, but honestly, I think they probably should add more seating or the second floor at this point, because the bakery is always just super full. It's a madhouse. But suffice it to say, if they were to add a second floor, I think it could be more seating, or alternatively, you could have some weird, strange, shady shenanigans going on upstairs. Perhaps it's some illegal gambling going on upstairs or something like that. Ooh, or perhaps some drugs or something. Now, obviously, I don't think Ponytown's ever going to do anything that crazy or anything like that, but it could be fun if you go upstairs and it's actually kind of like a clubhouse or something, and there's like board games and stuff like that. That would actually be really cool and cozy, and I think it would make a great addition to the game. But let me know in the comments below what you think this door is. One final theory that I had was that this would actually just be access to the outside, so like it's just a back door. So like, say for example, you come here and like, oh, I want some baguettes. They give you some baguettes, you pay for it or whatever, and then you just leave out this back door here. That would make a lot of sense, but it just doesn't make sense, because if this was meant to be a back door, it would already be a back door at this point. So I don't know what the plan is for this thing, but I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below about what your thoughts are on the mystery of the bakery door. This baguette was really good. Since we're on the topic of second floors, I wanted to take a look here at the library, because the library also seems to have a second floor. This one seems much more prominent than the bakery does, because as you can see here, there's this big window here. There's even like books and stuff sitting up there, and some crystals and stuff and everything, and it's a much larger window than the bakery is. Also, the floor also looks like it's actually set up to actually have space up there, rather than like it be an attic space or anything like that. So the library also seems to have space for a second floor, but the question is, where is that second floor going to be if they ever do it? Because if we actually go inside, there is a lot of places they could put it, obviously, because there's plenty of area and stuff like that. But there is one space that I think makes a lot of sense, and something that I've kind of had questions about ever since it was originally part of the game. And that area is right down here. This has been part of the library ever since it was created, and I've always had questions and thoughts about this, because why does this kind of turn and then just end right up against the wall? It almost feels like this was meant to be either a teleport to teleport you to a second floor or to a basement or something like that. Honestly, I feel like libraries always have like some kind of weird archives or something, like some kind of basement archives or whatever, but it always looked like this was meant to either continue to go down this direction or something like that, right? Because it feels weird that it just ends right here. It's set up in a way that almost looks like it's just going to keep continuing or something like that. So if they were to add a second floor to the library, this would be the most logical place to do it, because you could just have a staircase right here. You would have to extend the library maybe just like a handful of pixels down, maybe 4 tiles down or something like that, and then you would have a staircase right here, and then you could go up the staircase, and then you would either teleport to the the top floor, or there could be some weird mechanics or something where you don't have to teleport for that. But either way, that is something that I've always wondered about with the library, is this space right here. It always felt so strange to me. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Is this space actually strange to you? Have you ever wondered about this space here? Because honestly, I don't know, I feel like I'm the only one here, but at the same time, I feel like I remember people like rushing to this spot right here when the library was first introduced, and people were like, oh, this doesn't go anywhere. Because it looks like it would go somewhere, right? You know, this video really started with a simple question about a jack-o'-lantern and why it's still there, and we went to a lot of different things, like what's up with this door at the bakery, and is there ever going to be a second floor in the library? We had a lot of questions and stuff here, and honestly, none of them really got answered, but I still hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do consider liking, subscribing, sharing, and doing all of those wonderful things like that, because when you do wonderful things like that, not only do you get access to wonderful content such as this, but you also get to become wonderful yourself, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.